All right, here we go. We got this pretty bearish reaction if you ask me, man. We take out this London high over here on gold. Nice, beautiful shift, break structure, pullback, attempt to go higher, close through this short-term low right here. This could be your lower high. Looking to see if price holds this up close candles range and starts pushing lower again. So far, it's holding this EMA really nicely, right? And then over here, when we get that break lower, we also see this break higher. We have an attempt to go lower here. We drive into here, put in this bottom, push up, put in another bottom, push up, put in this down close candle. All right, so now when price drives back into this range here, I'm looking to see how price responds to potentially go higher. That's that. And then over here on the indexes, what do we notice, right? We take out this London high. I'm looking for a 930 reaction that makes sense. So if I mark off the 930 open across the board, what do we see? We see price. 1 second. All right, cool. So yeah, we see this drive higher here, 930. I'm looking to see if price, it's a 5-minute chart, right? Yeah, I'm looking to see if price can start flipping these up close candles. All right. That would open the door for lower. We got news at 10 a.m. So I'm starting to think that yesterday, I was looking at yesterday's price action, bro. It was completely stagnant, right? You see price refusing to go anywhere, literally right up until that news came out. And it's almost like the market knew it was about to get that spark. That was crazy, bro. I'm like, how is it maintaining? Remember yesterday we were watching oil just completely trend higher. Yet these charts refuse to go lower the entire session. And then magically you get news where Iran says they want to end the war and the market rips. And I'm like, bro, there's always insider trading, right? So they know things before we know things. So when we think that the market should be doing one thing, they have orders placed. They're buying, right? They're buying these dips, and price is getting ready to blast off. And little do we know, we're about to get a major announcement, right? I'm thinking that had to be what happened yesterday because I didn't see any reason to buy it until it was too late. Until this massive move happens, right? So now I'm looking over here, like I mentioned, I want to know, can we start flipping these candles? All right, we have a series of bearish candles that haven't been flipped yet. We actually tap into the opening price of this bearish candle. Really nice rejection, right? So these bearish candles look fine. I want to see price start flipping here. We have a ton of bullish candles here. This low right here would be fine. We got this order block, push higher. We can get up under it. That would be nice. Yes, what are you up to? Let me kill these colors. Yes. And then we're also inside of a higher time frame bearish gap on the daily chart. So I'm looking to see if these candles can start flipping bearish, man. I'm telling you, the markets are so rigged, bro. We can be in a war and get news that the war is about to be over and the market go higher than it was before the war. Like, bro, that makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. It's crazy. But realistically, speaking, right? If the war is almost over, then that tells you that oil prices should be dropping, right? So if oil is dropping, that means we should be able to buy gold easily, right? So I'm looking and I'm like, all right, where's the buying starting to show up, right? We go 9:30, we look at the market open, futures market open, I should say. And then you say, all right, where's that attempt to go higher that fails? We have this one singular candle here. And then you have these right here as well. So if we can flip this zone right here that I have highlighted, right? If oil can slam underneath it, that's going to kill this bullish area. And I want to see a retest to go lower. But if it holds, you already know, take it higher. And then if we look at the overnight price action, oil already sold off for the most part, right? As soon as we got that news yesterday, it dumps, accumulates, dumps again. And now here we are inside of this London range. We haven't taken out the London low, but gold has already taken out the London highs. So that's telling me if we're still weak on oil, we should at least push down to this session low here. Which makes sense in the bigger picture. However, how low is oil willing to go? Is the war really over? Are they actually going to cease fire? All it takes is one announcement. Oh, Iran launches a sneak attack. And then next thing you know, everything goes parabolic again. So at this point, like I was telling myself yesterday, I'm like, bro, do you really want to be trading while there's a war going on? And I thought about it. I'm like, bro, actually, you're right, bro. If you're trading evals, I get it, but chances are you're probably going to get caught off guard with some stupid news or stupid price action that really truly was unpredictable. Unless you have some type of way of knowing what type of news is about to be dropped. It's a scam, bro. So like that's why I decided to give myself a little bit of, if I am going to be trading during it, you better not feel any type of way if you take losses. Because you're trading in very trash conditions. Because yesterday's loss I was trying to figure out what I did wrong, and I'm like, bro, I did nothing wrong. This looks like scam activity. The market was refusing to go lower for no reason, and then you figure out, oh, wow, there was a reason. We just had no idea that there was about to be an announcement. And then at first, I'm like, maybe it was just a coincidence that they announced that, but then I thought about it. No, bro. Insider trading is a real thing. Because if you remember yesterday, I'm like, bro, I don't know how this is staying afloat. How is the market staying afloat? Either we're about to spike higher or we're just going to randomly drop. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Got that random massive spike. All right, so I'm looking for some sort of divergence, right? Where's the SMTs? Where's the signs of exhaustion? Is there any present? 9:30. We have, let's take a look. Nothing there. So we have this swing high in here, which is 8 a.m. highs, which have not been taken over here. That 8 a.m. high is still pretty unbothered. We have these lows, which look pretty solid. Yeah, we haven't taken that low yet. Did we take it here? Looks like we might have taken it on YM. Yeah, we did. So you do have a slight divergence at the low. And then this slight divergence off of this 8 a.m. high. I need to make this black, bro. I don't like red. Then you have boom, 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 boom. So let's see, man. $10 a.m. is officially here. Look for some spiking, some volatility. As I mentioned, we got this slight SMT off of this low, which may not even be a factor, but point it out from now. And this 8 a.m. level right here seems to be providing some resistance. But other than that, man, I don't see much going on. There we go. Nice. Nice. This is looking pretty short right now, man. This is looking pretty short right now. I need the colors actually on me. So if we get a strong close here, does this wick? 3.5 minutes left. What I'm looking at is we take this London high, pull back, attempt to go higher, and break these lows with a nice strong series of candles. Nice flip, right? So this is my supply zone here. With this supply zone, I want to know how price responds when it drives into it. We just drove into it, failed to break it, and we're seeing that pressure now. So on top of that, if we're going to see this sell-off here, I need to see oil start breaking out, expecting this demand zone, which is at the same exact time, right? You see this was printed at 840, and then over here you get the same for the short 840. And then here goes the wick activity. That's crazy. Over here, if we're looking at 930, we're looking for some sort of sweep. We get this sweep off the low here with the YM taking out this 9 a.m. low. Barely, but it does take it out. It does leave these equal lows as well, so we'll see if it comes back. However, we did offer at least an SMT off of here. And it's very tiny, so maybe that's a good sign that price is not interested in lower at all, and we're about to rip. We'll see. But definitely gives a decent SMT. So if price can start flipping this right here, flipping this down close candle, and then naturally you would want to see oil start breaking these lows here, strongly closing underneath these lows and start trading back towards this London low. All right, so yeah, I'm looking at these buys, man. Apparently the market is just extremely bullish, which is ridiculous. But hey, who cares? As long as it gives a clean setup, I'm taking it. $10 a.m. 3 minutes into the 10 o'clock open. And this could take forever, bro. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm gonna sit back, see if we can draw up a continuation. How would I look at this for a continuation, right? If I'm looking for buys on gold, we'll have to flip this red zone here. We would have to flip it convincingly. Strong close above. Boom, creating a demand zone, which would be, actually, let's do it like this. If you see these in here, series of down close, fail to go lower, pushes up, pulls back into it. But then I'm looking over here, where is that similar structure at? Boom, boom. Yeah, bro. I may not be using gold today. Yesterday was extremely choppy in this area as well. But it was showing that this is the order block I was using yesterday. It was showing the resistance. It showed enough for me to believe, all right, 1, 2, 3 slams off of it. I'm like, you try to short, last higher. Here, it's not really giving you much to work with. So I'll probably stick to the indexes today. See if they can give you something clean. Yesterday, indexes, yeah, we had this nice sell-off here. I was using this as my supply zone. We got the move off of it. We got the retest. I shorted somewhere in here. Probably like right here. Yeah, something like this. I think it was on NASDAQ. I mean, YM. It was on YM for sure, but that was my short yesterday. And like I mentioned, I really didn't see any reason to go higher until literally right around the time they announced that stupid Iran post or whatever. So part of me wants to believe that we might have actually went lower if that never hit the media. And now here we are. I like this. Like, if you're looking at, let's say 830, right? Let's go look at the 830 price action. What do you see? You see price take this high, slam underneath this up close candle. We're still trading inside of this up close candles range, and we're showing weakness. If I look across the board, is there any SMT off of this? No, we take the high on all of them. All right, so maybe not then. I like to see SMT because it just shows you the manipulation. You don't have to guess whether it's manipulation or not. And if you know me, I'm a power of 3 guy, so I need to see manipulation. That just completely cleans up the playing field for you. So here, if I'm like, all right, if we didn't manipulate in SMT off the highs, then we should have manipulated SMT off the lows. So let's look down here. You see, what are we taking out? Didn't take out this low. We both take out that low. Boom, boom, boom. What time was this? 10, 9, 410. Yeah, we take out this low. Nope. So the only SMT happens off of this right here. didn't take that low either. However, there is some sort of SMT off of this low as well, where we didn't take this low. We got equal lows here, but you definitely take this low right here. Starting to think this is your play right here. If you're being very, very technical here, you see this attempt to go lower. We tap into this order block, try to go lower, flip. All right, same thing happened over here now that I think about it. We tap into a bearish order block, push, 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 and then eventually we flip these. Once you flip these, it was over. So now you're seeing we put this bearish order block, tap into it, try to go lower, flip it, and you see price holding here. Let me zoom in. I might buy this, bro. I might buy this. So what I'm looking at is we get this down close move here. We close above it, retest it with a nice wick, a nice 5-minute strong closure from 10 a.m. to 10:05. So from 10 a.m. to 10:05, I want to look at the structure within this candle. All right, we get that closure. Here goes that last down close candle. Price drives into it, gives you a nice move off of it. Yeah, I'm about to buy this. And it's not even a question. I'm about to buy this. If we can get a nice closure above these short-term wicks here. You see these resistance levels here. Nice close up above there. Actually, I might not even do that. I might buy it right now. Let's see if we can get a good entry. Because I want to cover this low here. Cover this low, target this high. Go 4 hour. I want to see what else would be on the table as a target. First trade would be, yeah, you could target all of this in here. Let's go hourly targets. Any hourly highs in here? All right, yeah, you got this right here. This is liquidity. You got this is liquidity. All right, so yeah, you got some good targets there. All right, nice. You're getting that pullback. Let's see if this continues to reject here. If so, I'm gonna look to buy this. Create a limit order. How many points? There it is. Yeah, about 2 contracts, and then I'm looking to target these highs up here. 2 contracts, make it 3. Should be. Yeah, a little bit over 500, 180 bucks over. You can go 2 or 3 here. And like I mentioned, oil should be going lower as it's been going lower. Gold pushing higher. Very simple idea here. Looking for a nice, you see we tap into this yellow zone. Nice rejection after this sweep, close, retest with this 1006 candle, and a closure above this short-term resistance here on a 2-minute chart would be fair enough for me to try that. But as you can see, right, you can see this level right here is resistance so far. So a closure above that is what I want to see. All right, so that's that. Look over here. What are we seeing? 930. Push up. We're failing to flip these candles. We put SMT off the low. I want to see price start flipping these. Yeah, see if it can get there. But I like the buys on gold, man. 3 contracts. See if we can get a decent move here, man. And it's starting to pump now. Let's see if we close above it. The price would this be 4771. 3 contracts. 23 point stop. Really 22 point stop. And I'm on micro gold, right? Yeah, it's about to give that move here. Yeah, let me go ahead and try this. And wait, because we still have these 1-minute levels in here. Yeah. Type this up for VIP while we wait. I hate when it plays games like this, bro, because it'll really slam off this level. Push way down in here. That's crazy, bro. It's really just... That's crazy, man. I may even just get in. If it does slam lower, I may just take a chance and buy it down here because I like the setup. I like the setup. But let's see. See if it tries to break out here or what. Got this small imbalance being created right here. 4774. What's the target gonna be? About 27 points, yeah. 22 point stop, 27-point target. Not terrible. We should be moving higher over here as well, yeah. It's crazy how you see how it's really rejecting this level, and then next thing you know, you're gonna get a 90-point candle that just breaks through it, and it's just like, bro, what are you doing? Can we just get a solid close? What is this, like 1.25? I feel like we gotta go bigger than 1.25. We gotta go like 1.3, slightly higher, 28 points. 22 points for 28 points. Tapping into this gap here. Still no movement whatsoever. Imagine this doesn't even break out. It's crazy. $26 seconds. Looks so promising, but it can't break this high. All right, so I'm trying that, bro. Somehow, some way, looking for price to just push back up to these highs up here. Respecting all of these structures in here, right? Waited patiently to see if price could actually break this resistance. It breaks it. You do have this next level up here, but once you see price respecting structure after tapping into this specific yellow box here, which is the pretty much the lowest attempt to go lower here. You see this attempt to go lower on the 1 minute, we flip it, pull back into it, bounce, pull back into it, bounce. I'm expecting price to just continue higher. Wait, like I mentioned, oil should start pushing lower. So the structure is there. It's just a matter of, do we get a follow through that matches what structure is showing right now? And typically we do, right? Lately we've been seeing some decent moves, but days like yesterday can kind of mess with your head. Like, bro, like market can just go wherever it wants for no reason. Put a stop down in here. And realistically, I would want to hold this trade, honestly, until we at least start making lows on oil. So I'll add some alerts here. Technically, you would want to see oil take out that London low. But yeah, bro, at this point, you never know. You never know how far this wants to go. But I'm anticipating at least these pre-market lows to be taken out on oil, right? I put a TP up there. All right, nice. And then over here, we should start seeing a breakout over here as well. There it is. So I could even start looking for a potential. Well, no, these aren't doing anything over here. YM's not doing anything. It is holding this EMA really nicely. NAS is the first one to break and looks like it's going to be the first to close through here. All right. And then you have the same over here. They're holding this EMA nicely. Really nicely. So you would expect this level to be broken as well. However, this is the target, the pre-market high. So let's say NASDAQ blasts off and takes this high out. That kind of changes the narrative, because there could just be SMT off of that level, and then we flip and try to go lower. All right, you see gold over here just playing around, but as long as it holds this EMA and holds that 1 minute fair value gap on top of this this new bearish candle here, right? You see this down close candle, taps into the yellow zone, closes through it, we pull back. Oh, what is up? We pull back into here. We should see a quick reaction out of here. I don't know what that was, bro. We just got a nasty wick lower here, but I would anticipate these levels in here to hold. What was that? Nothing else had this type of move, bro. Oil didn't spike. Let's check on the lower time frames over here. These aren't spiking. You got a nice body here, but that's crazy. Where is that volume coming from? That is crazy. See if we can get some pressure off of this gray area here to continue higher. this is starting to bleed, bro. It's bleeding. It's officially dead. Look at it dig here. That is strange, bro. It is digging right now. All right, yeah, that's dead. What? Where's all this volume coming from? Nothing else seems to have this volume right now. Where is all of this coming from? No way, bro. What? When I say it is digging, it is digging. That is crazy. That is crazy. Did we close a 5-minute candle yet? 2 minutes left in this 5-minute candle. Let's see if we get another wick like we saw here. If so, I guess it's fine, but that's strange, bro. That's a lot of pressure for no reason. $9.45, $9.50. Boom, boom, boom. We're still at these highs for NASDAQ. Still above the EMA for ES. YM's the only one digging here. And we have this 835 swing. 835 swing. Nice wick here, but what I'm looking for is, if you look at the 5-minute, it looks like the resistance is right here. Right? So we need a 5-minute strong close above here. And that should do it. All right, we already saw the 2-minute break. We saw the 1-minute break. Right? This is crazy. I don't know, man. This wick looks like a waste of time, right? It drives deep into that same bullish area of interest and then just stops. Nothing else drove that deep. So it's like, all right, bro, are you just wicking just to steal money before going higher, or are you actually bearish? That's crazy, bro. Got this EMA in the way here, slamming off of it right now. I don't know. I just need to see a nice recovery, get back above this EMA here. That'll give me confidence about the same game plan that was presented. But oil over here is literally looking like it wants to go higher also. I don't get it. YM, are you going back bullish? I don't know, man. It just looks like a waste of time. It looks like it's probably going to try to spike shortly. But I don't know where all that selling pressure came from. It literally just came out of nowhere. And now you see we are finally breaking this high. Come on, bro. Some stuff is just so stupid, bro. Makes you think, like, what is actually going on? Why is NASDAQ able to break this? Why would YM dig so deep? Why is gold still hanging out in drawdown? Like, bro, it looks like this trade's gonna take forever. Look at oil. Now you get this massive quick move on oil that's not even reflecting over here. I think YM may be the trade here. YM's the one that caused us to pull back. We're starting to flip. I want to see price get above this black line here. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. There's no reason for us to be in drawdown right now on gold. Everything else is starting to show that strength. We've already confirmed this level a couple times here on gold. So look at this. Look at this, bro. The manipulation is at its peak right now, bro. There's no reason for us to be showing these strong moves on one chart and then nothing on the other chart. It's crazy, man. It's genuinely crazy, bro. We should see a nice spike here on gold. We're seeing oil slam lower. We're seeing oil push in the direction that we intended to see it go. I'm just hoping that it doesn't take out this low before gold tries to make its move, because that could be a trap. YM still underneath. Yes, still underneath. However, the EMA is holding. I guess we got no choice but to sit through this really slow move. Which sucks, bro. Like, I don't know if I might have to really just stop trading until this war is over, bro. Because it seems like the right move takes forever, and the move that people don't see coming is the one that happens very fast. Like here, these types of candles, these should be followed through. However, but look at the bearish candle, the one that makes no sense here. Look how fast it drops. Look how many points you catch for no reason. 22 points to the downside. Yeah, bro, I don't think I want to. Elijah, come here. I think I'm gonna cut this, guys. Something's not right. Something's not right, man. Something's not right. I'm looking to see if we get... Yeah, no, get me out of that. Just take the small loss, bro, because somehow oil is pushing higher and these over here are refusing to go higher. I'm out early, guys. Yeah. It's just so, bro. I'm low key. I don't know if I really want to be trading this, bro. Yeah, I don't know if I want to be trading this, bro. You got price sitting over here pretending to be bullish while oil is starting to make its climb, which should prevent gold from going anywhere. You got YM over here failing. You got NASDAQ, the only one taking this high, and then you're seeing an aggressive move back underneath this EMA. I would say that this is about to be a change in the state of delivery. So just wait. Get out of that. Look for shorts. It's just stupid, bro. You can't make this up, bro. It's like it gives you these areas and it's so-called respecting them, and then randomly you're going to see it get destroyed, which is fine, right? It's fine as long as price actually starts going somewhere, right? If this is the case and then we break it and we trend lower, I'm okay with that. But if price decides to do all of this shenanigans and go nowhere, just keep hanging out in this area, that's where you lose a lot of money. That's where it's easy to get chopped, you know what I mean? Because nothing's telling me gold is weak. Yet every time we try to go higher, it gets slammed lower. And then it finds support at the same level. But as I mentioned, it's okay to just step away from gold if it doesn't want to go anywhere. Here, I still don't see anything that makes sense on the 5-minute chart for a trend, right? We push down, we get this SMT. I'm looking for a flip. I guess we do have this order block sitting here. Push down SMT order block right here. But it's just too much chop going on, man. Too much chop, bro. And look at gold trying to make a run for it. I don't know, kid. We'll see how this plays out. I'm not trading that. And look, everything that was so-called bearish is not bearish anymore. This is so stupid, bro. Get out of here, bro. This is so stupid, bro. It's stealing money right now, guys, because it's probably going to slam right back off of this and end up right back in here. So lame, bro. If anything, I'd rather wait for these to break out and then trade NASDAQ and company. It's ripping right now, bro. Ripping right through all of this. Let's see if we get a 5-minute closure through this level. If so, maybe that's all you needed was a higher time frame confirmation. Maybe the 1 minute was just a little bit too early. I don't know, bro, but some stuff just makes no sense, bro. Why do you feel like you have to do all of this? And what do you know? More hesitation. It's crazy. All right. Can we just close through these highs at least? Bro, this is unreal, bro. I might have to buy gold, bro. But as soon as you buy it, it's going to slam all the way back down here. Look at it. Look at this kid. Look at this kid. 5 minute there. YM wakes through the high. Slams back under it. Same over here. Same over here. We might actually close through it, huh? Is it gonna close through it? It closes through it. What did it leave in this area? Leaves this 1 minute gap. If this holds up here, I'll have to try it again, bro. Everything I'm looking for is right in front of me. Like, just give me a delivery, kid. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I'm looking for, bro. Stop underneath here, 17-point stop. We can hold this gap, start closing through this down close candle, or at least flipping it bearish, from bearish to bullish. Then it should be on its way. In a good market, it'll be on its way. Today's market, it may chop around for 4 hours before the move is official. Look at it, bro. Closes through it just to dive. I don't know, man. Are we gonna break out here? Are you gonna hold this gap? Are you gonna hold the EMA? Are you gonna show some momentum here? Or are you going to dive back down into here? All right, here we go. Well, let's just sign up for the shenanigans here, because at this point, once again, no reason for me to think it should go lower. Let's see if we can get a blessing here. What price did I catch? 470. Oh my goodness, bro. I'm sorry, 47.80. Yeah, 47.80 on the buy. This is gonna be a smaller stop loss, about 550. Yep. And then that's gonna be about, how many points? 18 points. Like some stuff, bro. Can we please just do something? Because at this point, right, you're thinking, all right, we're showing all this strength on gold. That means that oil is pretending, and we should have opposite draws on liquidity, right? So that means I would anticipate gold to take out this high at 47.90. And then I would anticipate maybe this up close candle right here to hold on oil as some sort of order block. And I would anticipate price to sell off from here, take this low, and potentially take sell side. All right. And that's trading as simple as you can put it, man. The sad part is we are starting to see everything else go bullish, but it's taking forever and a day, as if price just doesn't want to go there. Like, I don't want to be trading stuff like this, bro, because it messes with your patience, bro. You struggle to sit here and hold trades that you should be holding when you see price randomly dropping, trying to stop you out. And then you wait an hour and it still doesn't go anywhere. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Keep this up, bro. I'm gonna just take a break. I'd rather sit at the crib, play Madden, get outside, go do something, than sit here and trade price action that refuses to move, yet it's quick to stop you out. You know what I mean? That's the worst price action, bro. That is the worst price action. Hold on. All right, so as you can see, we're pushing, but oil is not moving. So either we're about to see a big pop and a drop on oil, or we're about to take this high over here and price may do something very strange. We could reverse very quickly off of this high. So I may go break even after this high is taken, man. Some stuff, bro. It's just, you ruined my entry. I had a great entry down here at maybe like, not bad, maybe like 6 point difference. But why is oil doing nothing here? It's just opening the door for some weird stuff to happen, bro. We should see this thing dumping right now. We're seeing way too much movement on one chart and no movement on the other chart. Makes 0 sense. So that's almost telling me something stupid's about to happen, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. It's like, is it really worth your peace of mind to be trading during a war? I don't think it is, bro. Like, part of me just loves to trade, so I try and play through it, but I've been trading way too long. I know what a good setup looks like. So when a good setup is sitting here pretending as if it's just stuck, that's my biggest pet peeve when it comes to trading. Like, there it is. This is what you're going to see. You're going to see jerky price action because oil refuses to go lower. And this is almost starting to make me think something weird is going to happen similar to yesterday, bro. I may need to protect myself. Yesterday was the same thing where a good setup was just refusing to trade towards the target. And then randomly, next thing you know, headlines. Iran. Blah, 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 blah. Look at all these wicks from this order block. Look at all the rejection coming in from this specific area, yet we refuse to go anywhere. All right. That has scam written all over it. Unless, like I said, in a couple minutes, we just see a massive sell-off and it's just like trying to hide it as best as it possibly can. You don't know, right? It could go either way. It could go with you or it could go against you. I'm hoping it goes with us this time because yesterday we got scammed. Come on, pump it. Pump it. Yeah, I'm going to protect myself at this high here. It's only going to be about 10 points or so, but 12, 11 points, but something's not right, bro. Oil is just not even doing anything. And then over here, look at this. Come on, bro. But it really didn't give you a clean trade over here because I wanted to see all of them close through this high. All right. And they all did it at completely different times. All right, but let's see. Gold's about to take this high any minute here. Allegedly. It's literally teasing this high. Let me check on silver, bro. Silver may have taken that high. Okay, it hadn't taken it on silver yet either. So this high should be taken. Once this high is taken, go break even, man. Maybe even close the trade. Oh, there it is. Rip it. There it is. Rip it. Just keep going now. Don't even stop. Don't even stop. Why would you stop? There's no reason to. Okay, now it wants to play crazy. I'm going to start scaling out here, bro. Yeah, get me out of that, bro. Oh, my goodness, bro. You just can't even be comfortable in these markets, bro. Normally, I like to let my trades hit TP. You know what I mean? But nowadays, it's just like, just take whatever you can get, bro. My goodness, bro. Stupid, bro. Now let's take a look at oil. Still hasn't moved a single inch. Bro, this is crazy. I think we're gonna reverse off of this high. I don't know, but VIP here. Let me update VIP 1 sec. This oil is literally just doing nothing. Look at it, bro. How is this making any sense, bro? It's not. It's not making any sense. How many points is this? 16 points. Yeah. All right, VIP. 16 points in profit. Protect your trade. Now watch how price just magically runs out of steam and just melts lower here. I'm gonna keep looking for trades because I really don't feel like that's the real move, bro. I just don't see it translating across the board here. Like for example, last night when we saw this sell-off in Asia, you knew it was the real move because what? Gold started ripping. Why is that so blurry? Where is it at? Or London, sorry. You knew this was a nice move in London when you see gold break structure and hold and continue, and you see this sell-off start printing on oil. Right now, we don't see that. So that's telling me either oil is just not bearish and gold just wanted to take this high before going lower, which is fine, right? We know that can happen. Gold can literally take this high and flip bearish. So that's why I am protecting myself by literally just taking my profit and then seeing if we actually can see the real move. If this ends up selling off, all right, so be it. It was just a really delayed move on oil. And I made a little bit of money today. But yeah, bro. They're making this way, way harder than it should be, bro. We identified the order block that price was looking to use. Marked it red. I don't know why it's red. It should be green. But marked it green here. Waited for price to drive into it on the 5-minute chart and show that resistance. Got the resistance at 10 a.m. You drop to the lower time frame after 10 a.m. You want to see price retest this green area, and more specifically, I can erase this green zone and just mark it down to this 1-minute order block inside of that 5-minute green zone. Here's your 1-minute order block. What happens? Price drives into it, break structure once, drives into it, break structure twice, break structure 3 times, and then it finally takes off. Now you're getting a boatload of rejection. See, now this is a clean short because you're seeing this SMT off the highs, right? You're seeing ES unable to make that high. You see YM unable to make that high. You see gold rejection off that high. You see oil hasn't moved at all while we're pushing through highs over here. I would love to see price just close. Now just flip and close through these up close candles here. But man, I tell you, bro, it's like you can't get comfortable at all, bro. A+ setup, B+ setup, it don't even matter. Market is just refusing to give really, really clean deliveries right now, man. Even though when you look at this in hindsight, if I'm not looking at oil, I would say this is a pretty solid trade on gold. You get the drive into it. You get the flip here. You wait for this right here, which was a closure, but above this short-term resistance. You see this was obvious resistance. So just wait for a nice move above it. I enter there, stop at a safe place, like 22 points, I think it was. Yeah, 22 points. Almost get stopped out for no reason. Well, you would think price would just trend at least to the next higher time frame high. So far, it doesn't look terrible, but the concern is, why is oil accumulating as if it has no intention of going lower, right? And because we're in a war, you need to be watching the price of oil. If we weren't in a war, I wouldn't even be looking at this. But because we're in a war, the price of oil and the price of gold are pretty much top of the line right now. So yeah, that's that. That's the trade. I think it said it was 28 points I was looking for. VIP, we scaled out some here. And let me just post this so they know. So lame, bro. And then now I need to be getting ready for this reversal because oil is just not going lower. Silver, oil, cool. All right. So what happens here, right? If we can get a flip with the SMT, I'm down for the short. If not, it'll probably just slowly grind higher somehow. Decent trade, just weird mechanics right now. All right, let me do this. All right, cool. So at this point, it's like, shouldn't you be able to just do this right here? This is what price is telling me right here. I should be able to press the sell button on gold. I mean on oil. As we see that we have no intentions of going lower over here. Oil is just wasting people's time, I guess. While we push and push and push and push. And push. About 20 points profit here. VIP is still holding this position. Scaled some off at the high. break even stops. I got out full. Like I said, I'm just not up for it. But as always, if you're in my VIP, I always do my best to just try to be have less emotion and just keep it mechanical, right? Price takes the high, take off some profit, and move to break even. Simple. But for me, if price would have came back to break even, I know I would have been furious, especially when I see that there's no reason for it to even be pretending to be bearish. Like everything I've seen here was a clean flip, right? We saw price give you this bearish breaking structure. We broke structure once, pull back, broke structure twice. And then once you get inside of here, you should expect pure bearish activity. Right? So once you see price drive into a bearish order block, you don't want to see it doing stuff like this, making new bullish order blocks, right? Once we see these bearish candles and you see price close above them, if that happens, which it can, right? That can happen and it fail. But if that happens and then price just fails, as you can see, to get back underneath these bearish candles, that right there is a blatantly obvious flip in market structure that is not failing, right? We see this bullish flip, retest 1, 2, 3, 10 different 5-minute wicks in this area. There's no reason for you to be shorting that, right? Which we know that, and that's why we take the buy. It just makes it look so strange when oil is sitting over here pretending to be bullish. I don't know, man. I think that might be the best trade of the day. I don't know if we're going to get anything else. I don't know if we'll get anything else clean, man. And then so when I'm looking at this trade and I go look at yesterday's trade, it was pretty similar, right? We saw this break lower retest, but as I mentioned, right? You see how this red zone held up? We push into it, we get these down close candles, right? Once you get those rejection candles, I'm not expecting price to be able to make it back above here. Right? So it goes into the same concept. When I see price push into this high, fail, and then start breaking this EMA, I'm shorting this. Right? This is where I short it. Anywhere in there, I'm cool with the short because I'm like, if I just put my stop above here, I anticipate lower, and then we get that news. I'm like, bro, this probably was a short that got killed by insider trading or got killed by that news announcement, right? It probably really was about to go short because we weren't even tapping into anything bullish. We had this bullish fair value gap, but you guys know how I feel about gaps. I think gaps are just a precursor to the order blocks. Anyway, we weren't tapping into this order block. So I'm like, least I can do is take a short. If it shows rejection in here, maybe go break even. It never taps into it. Never taps into it. Same over here. We never tap into these bullish areas. So I'm thinking shorts are fire. But yeah, doesn't tap into it. And then look at this, bro. Just look at this. Look at this. Right. So keep in mind, silver, gold, pretty much same thing, right? When we pushed into here, we finally get that rejection. Look at gold, gold. But you finally get this rejection here. Bearish candle, bearish candle. Price closes above it on silver. Wow. Silver gave you the heads up. Something was off. Price closed above it here on silver. The same trade we just took today, it showed up on silver yesterday. It didn't show up on gold until it was too late. You get stopped out, right? Here, if you got stopped out, you're like, oh, we just closed through this high. Let's see if we respect this down close candle for a buy. And sure enough, reject, reject, reject. And you get your long trade somewhere in here, stop below here, and it goes parabolic. But watch how crazy this is. Look how precise these levels are. If you go over and look at the overnight session and you just drag this and extend it to the right, let's see if price retests this line. Oh my goodness. Look at it. Look at what price does. Price pushes right back into the same area that gave you the buy, taps into it, breaks structure, right? So let's see if we can find a buy in here. You get this drive here. Once you break it, yeah, beautiful. You're looking for that order block that was responsible, right? You see a lot of people look at fair value gaps, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? I like order blocks. We have this drive lower. Once we close through this high, you're going to leave behind an order block more times than not. All right, we left behind this order block. Price taps into this order block, drives higher, right? Once you get this drive higher, it's up to you on to where you want to get in. Personally, I like to get in around the EMA, so I probably would have bought it somewhere in here. Get a decent pump. But realistically, the best trades are going to come near the order block when the EMA is as close as possible. The EMA didn't really get that close to it. So it would have been, you would have had to get in late, maybe, like I said, up here or up here, up here. Either way, you're right on the direction of price, simply off using this order block and noticing price never even bothers to break it. So you're bullish until that breaks, right? It's crazy, bro. And then now look at this, right? The same thing, bro. Break structure, push back. Once you get this breaker structure, you're like, where is that resistance? We're going to drive into it. I need to see resistance. Here goes your resistance right here. Let me actually TP gold out real quick because I don't think it's worth holding anymore. Oh, well, it's already back. Might as well let it go now. Anyway, so you see, same thing over here, looking at both. Once we broke here, which I already had it highlighted, right? This green zone here, push, boom, boom, boom. You buy it in here somewhere. It doesn't even matter. Just try to have a safe stop loss. Buy it somewhere above the EMA, blah, blah, blah. Safe stop, boom. So gold already played out. Silver, on the other hand, if you notice, we had this order block. We had this drive here, right? So you see how we have these two bearish candles on gold, but there's no bearish candle here. So you can't use this as a point of reference on silver, but you can use these bearish candles here, right? So with this bearish candle, we close through it. Price taps into your new bullish area, which is going to be, it sucks because this is a massive zone. You have to take into account every single bearish candle that was broken here because price could literally drive, as we saw, right? We saw right here. Erase some of this. As we saw with this green zone here that was broken, price could drive all the way down and sweep the low with, as you can see, and still be bullish. So with this zone right here that price just closed through, price could drive all the way down, sweep this low, and still be bullish. So this zone right here would have been a lot harder to work with. But the same concept is on the table. Looks like we just barely tapped into it here. We're showing more continuation type of reaction. So maybe price doesn't want to drive as deep. You never know, which sucks. But now when I look over here and I say, all right, same concept applies. We have bearish move. We get our bearish reaction after tapping into this bearish move, right? So I'm not really considering any price action until we retest here. All right, we close through it, retest it. We get this bearish shelf right here. We close through it, boom, pull back into it. Looks like a nice continuation, right? Not much else going on there. The toughest part about these zones is when you have a massive range like this, from this down close candle all the way to here, to this low. Once we break it, you don't know if it's just going to tap and go or if it's going to tap and drive all the way to the bottom of it. Same thing here. Remember, we drew this level up. Why? Because this is the level where price taps into the area of interest. All right. Once price taps into that area of interest, we get this, we close through it. It's really nice in the sense that these aren't really driving too far. We close right through it on NASDAQ, retest it, nice rejection. See what the 1 minute looks like on that rejection after that. We had a 1035, 1040 close. 1035, 1040. All right, so at 1040, what happens? Price pulls back. We don't pull back to the extremes, which I love the extreme order block here. This is where I would anticipate price to tap into. Doesn't tap into there. What it does is it taps into this 5 minute order block opening price. Rejects, respects. This is tough, bro. Like, how do you... That's tough, bro. I guess that could be an approach, right? Where you're like, you know, we pretty much mastered the concept of the break and retest, where I want to see price break, where I want to see price retest. So if price pushes into this opening price like it did here at 1040 after that 5 minute break, and it holds the exact opening price with EMA support, maybe a 2 minute candle. Yeah, 1 minute candles are so stupid. Maybe a 2 minute candle like this. Maybe you buy that. I don't know, man. It's just tough. Like, so if that's the case, then that means when we saw this right here, we could have bought it where, let's see, on gold. If I'm using that concept, right? We give this, we close through this right here. That's telling me that don't use the whole area, just use this opening price right here. If I use that as my trade confirmation, then how do I know when to get in? All right, so we had this 5 minute closure here. We close through it, close through it, close through it. See what I mean? Like, how do you know? Let me see, 3 minute, 5 minute maybe. 5 minute does look the best. Close through it, reject that 5 minute. In the moment we start closing through bearish candles on the 5 minute chart, maybe you just buy it here with a stop way down here, 20 point stop. And then, yeah, that would have been your best trade right there. Then over here, if you do the same, you get that closure through 5 minute rejection. That's tough, bro, because you get that closure through this 5 minute rejection, and then you close through this right here. So you buy it here. Where do you put your stop? Maybe put your stop underneath this order block. You get slapped in the face for no reason. But maybe it's because, yeah, you haven't broken this on the other charts here. That's the catch with trading, bro. You have to have more than one chart telling you what to do. So with this concept, let's say we wait until ES breaks it as well, which would have been at 1045. NASDAQ breaks it at 1020, 1030. 1045 is when ES breaks it. Yeah, if you wait for ES to break and then you wait for here, you get in at pretty much a late entry, but it's not terrible if price continues higher, right? And then, yeah, at 1040, we get YM breaking it. You get a nice strong rejection off of that 5 minute body price. You get a closure through a previous 5 minute candle. I just feel like you're super late to the move doing all that. Unless it keeps going, right? If it keeps going, then not bad, but oh no, I don't think I'm gonna really care to change my entry method, because I like using, once we break it on the 5 minute, all I'm looking for is really one thing. Once we break that level, which would have been here, this level, just go down and look at the structure that was broken. So if I'm looking over here on YM and we break this level at 1035, 1040 exactly, I'm gonna highlight this candle. I'm gonna go to the 1 minute chart, 1035. So 1040 is when that candle closed. And I'm looking at this right here, this order block right here. If it doesn't get hit, it doesn't get hit, right? Let's see if it gets hit on anything else. 1045. That means at 1050, you should be looking for a pullback. Yeah, so see, it would have been here too. I wouldn't have traded this, which is exactly why we didn't buy it, right? I think that's the safest approach, if you ask me, because using a 5-minute chart for confirmation, we've been there, done that, right? You get later entries. If the market is trending, you're good. It doesn't matter. But if the market is slow like it is now, you're killing a lot of profit by getting in way too late. You get that 5-minute confirmation, 1045. Find that order block, highlight it right here. That last down close candle on the 1 minute before price gives you that breakout on the 5-minute. And you just anticipate a pullback. You see none of them pull back except gold, literally. You got this 5-minute break here. 940, price pulls back exactly to where we would want it to. Right, 940. Where's that? Wait, no, that's not right. 940. Where is 940? There it is, 945. Boom. So with that closure, I'm looking for that down close candle that started it, which would have been here. And I think I used this one because this one was at 10 a.m. Yeah, we had news. So I was just waiting for news to react to it. And we saw news give you an extended candle, but it's essentially the same range as this candle. We just sweep out the lows, end up closing right back within it. And then you wait for price to tap into it and show you that it still respects it. Can't get any simpler than that, right? Price taps into it, respects it. So we enter the trade. We got this random aggressive drop for no reason. Well, hey, man. It's almost like, though, I like how you have this right here and then you have this right here, right? I like how even if you missed this yellow entry, you could have gotten in on the break in the retest here. That could come in handy, right? Because over here, when price fails to tap into it, I want to see if we continue higher here. Right? Price failed to tap into the ideal entry. You get a closure through, you get this retest, nice strong reaction from it. Let's say you buy it there instead. I want to see if it keeps going here. Same thing over here. Closure through it, retest, boom. Buy it there. Looks pretty solid, but still early. But it's 11:20. I don't think we're gonna get another trade, bro. This is literally just the only trade of the day was the one trade that was on gold so far. And it's still pushing, but I'm gonna let VIP know to just TP out of here for about 26 points, 28 points, blase. TP out. That's crazy, bro. Just looking at some of these trades from yesterday, overnight session. Look at the volume you're seeing on gold. You get a clean attempt to go lower, break. Same thing here. You get this drive lower, break, pull back. And like I mentioned, so you could use any one of these levels, bro. Any clean break of structure you can use to read what's actually going on, right? So we see here, 3 candle drive lower. We close through it nicely. So you're using this right here as your point of interest for higher. You just want to see price drive into it and break. So you could use this right here. All right. And then you zoom down and you say, all right, with that breakout that happened at 635, candle closed at 640. Where is that most recent down close candle? Here it is, right? Make that yellow. You'll notice price slams through it. So that might throw you off. You might be like, I don't like that. Cool. What happens next? If you're paying attention, you'll see that, oh, we had another attempt to go lower and we broke here. So now with this, if we pull back into this down close candle here and show any bullishness, it's the same process repeated that we just saw here. Down close candle, break a structure, which is essentially a change in the state, right? Down close candle, change in the state. Let's retest this down close candle, see if we can break out. We do. I want to see if I can get in on the furthest, lowest 1 minute order block. That order block gets taken out, so don't really like it. But you'll notice we had another attempt to go lower and another break here. So if we can retest this change in the state, this lower 5 minute candle here, and show any resistance, which we showed, bingo. I want to see if we can get in on this breakout. When I say breakout, I want to see price break through this EMA, because the EMA is literally the only thing stopping it from going higher. If this is not going to go, you'll see it, right? Anytime these setups fail, it's because of the EMA typically. So the EMA is in confluence here. We break the EMA, pull back to this yellow zone, and off she goes. And it barely taps it. Like, all it needed was one tap of this down close candle and off she goes. I don't know, man. Maybe I should start trading gold overnight, bro. These overnight moves have been flawless, bro. Let's look at this again here. I'm going to get off, actually, so that's why I'm going through these. I don't think the market's going to do anything. Look at oil go higher. I don't think there's much left to really squeeze out of this price action, bro. This is just garbage. So I'm looking at this overnight section. I may start streaming overnight, man. That may be the way. But I'm just looking to see what would I be trading, right? So if I'm looking here, beautiful. Look at this, right? This is what you call exhaustion. Price slows down, but we haven't flipped any candles that would pretty much get my interest, right? We have a bunch of bullish candles here, so I would need to see a new set of bullish candles. Here goes your push up. We close through here. Let's see, boom, there we go. We close through it, so we get, this is your point of interest for shorts. If price is going to be bearish, it's going to respect this after we close through these, which is, like I said, a change in the state. So if I go back, replay this, blah, blah, blah. I need to see a strong close. There it is. Not this baby little wick close, because the wick does count here. Right? Notice we didn't really close through it on this candle, but this candle for sure we did. And we leave behind this upmost bullish candle. All right, so now that we close through it, I need to see price tap into it. There it is. Break this EMA. So now this becomes my roadblock where I'm like, all right, I don't want to see price get above here. Don't extend. Boom, boom. Let's make it a little different so I can see it clearly here. I don't want to see price get above here. We saw price close through these up close candles, retest this red box, slam lower at 935 is where I'm looking for my retest. All right, beautiful. So we have this. This is going to be that 1 minute extreme candle. And now I just want to see, can price retest it? Tough part about trading overnight session is you could be waiting all night for a retest and it won't happen. And then you don't get no sleep. So that's the sad part about trading overnight. That I don't know if I'm really willing to take that agreement. But so we had this upmost candle, and we left behind these right here, which looks like price ended up respecting these instead of trading back to that one. Let's see if silver gives you that SMT. So we had 5-minute chart. Goes down, pushes up, goes down, pushes up, goes down. Yeah, this is ugly. They're completely different. Side by side, right? Much different. This one has this order block. We sweep the high. I'm looking for a closure underneath these lows here. We get that closure, but we don't tap into this upmost order block here. Right, I would want to see silver tap into that. Silver didn't tap into it. So yeah, I would say nah. But we do get this up close candle. Yeah, it's just too much going on. You can in hindsight, right? In live action, I wouldn't have taken it, but in hindsight, you could say, well, we do have this up close candle that gets closed through. We push into it and we start rejecting here. Same thing here. We push into this one. Up close candle, start rejecting here. In the moment we slam off of it, you get this. You get this. 1020. You go 1025. And you look at this range here. You got these up close candles here to work with. Price rejects off any of those previous up close candles. You just give it a chance. Let's see if it taps into it. No, it just dumps off. Oh, nope. It comes back. And then now you're probably going to get that rejection. Hours later, order block was created at 1020. Order block's retested at 1120. And then now you get that short signal here, ideally. But at this point, it's so late. It's so late that it might not even give you the best, but you got to take it and just see what happens. 1.5 R. And there it goes. It gives you at least something to work with here. Crazy, bro. But I don't know if it's worth being on the charts all night, losing your sleep, bro. What time would this be? 12? I guess that's not bad. If you get on at 8 to 12, and you're in bed by 12, that's not terrible. It's not terrible. Let's look at one more Asia session. I want to decide if I want to actually trade Asia, bro. New York is just, it's too, you guys notice all the major announcements. Why are they happening in New York session? Like, stop it, bro. Leave us alone. And gold is still going higher, bro. Make it make sense, kid. Please make it make sense. Because it makes no sense right now. All right, here we go. Asia, no break and retest. It's just breakout and go. So we no trade there. London, chop. This was Tuesday. No. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it, bro. Let's see. You get the break. You get the retest here. This one looks solid. And this is how simple it could be. You get this series of down close candles. You break through those candles. Like, no question, right? You clearly break through them. You find that extreme order block here. Wait for at least some sort of tap. We barely tap it. That's enough for me. Once we break this EMA, that's telling me that price is interested in higher. 905. You drop down to 905. You drop down to the 1 minute, and you say, all right, 905 to 910. Where is that order block? You have it here. And then let me double check. That's right. Let me see. Yeah, 905 to 910. You have that order block sitting right here, these down close candles, and you're just waiting for price This is tough because this wick is massive. So this zone is pretty big here. But once this candle closes at 910, that's tough because this wick is massive. You can say that this is a buy signal here. You can say that at 910 that candle closed, we drove into this zone here. Well, I would say this is the lower one right here. Yeah, this is where you want to see price tap, because this is the lowest one. This one goes lower than that one. This one is inside of that breakout. Boom, boom, boom. We see price tap into here right about now. So now if I see any flip out of here, there it is. I'm buying that. Price already told me it wants higher on the higher time frame. Price telling me it wants higher on the lower time frame. Target my 1.5 and go to sleep. And as you can see, that was flawless. See, like, it could be this simple. And it's still, look at it, edge your TP for about an hour before it's still going higher. Like, come on, bro. Trading is stupid, bro. I promise you it's stupid. I hate that I fell in love with something. I don't love it, but I really like to do it, and it's stupid. You can have the best strategy in the world and your TP still get edged for 4 hours. Or you have to deal with unnecessary stop outs. It's hilarious. This is ideally, if every day could look like a bullish trend or a bearish trend, this is what it would look like: a flip, a retest, and a continuation. As you can see, most of these sessions aren't breaking and retesting them. They just break and go, or they chop. Chop. Get your break, no retest. Asia, break, no retest. Asia, break, no retest. Break, no I can't trade it. I'm just gonna stick to what we've been doing, man. Asia session is not really where it's at. Nice. Gold end up continuing. YM, wasting people's time. ES, at least we take out that high, so not terrible. Yeah, we're chilling. I think I'm gonna wrap it up and enjoy the rest of my afternoon, man. Yeah. Let's see what tomorrow has. Let me look at the news. But as I mentioned, man, if you're struggling in this price action, I would consider just not trading, because either you're on demo and you're practicing, or you're on your funded accounts, or you're on your evals, or you're on your live account, right? If you really don't want to be losing money on evals or just losing money in general, I would say, man, maybe things clear up this week. But these news headlines and this insider trading is killing the integrity. You know, if you've been trading with us long enough, let's say the past couple months, if you've been trading here with us, you know that we can spot market direction maybe 8 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10 on a bad week. We know where the market is going, right? But when you see stuff like we saw yesterday with these types of moves right here, we've seen this trade a million times. Put in a high, put in a lower high, put in a high, put in a higher low, put in a lower high, break structure. Everybody knows this market structure shift, right? We all know this. And there was SMT off of this high. I remember it clear as day. So this is a beautiful supply zone. You see the reaction off of it, right? And then if you zoom down, once we reject here and we get underneath this EMA, shorts are free game. I've seen this trade way too many times. And then you see, whoa, wait, why didn't this one play out? We just caught 5 trades in a row that looked exactly like this. All of those played out. Why didn't this one play out? 5 minutes later, you hear, oh, such and such, Iran is doing this and that, and the market loves it. I'm like, bro, I don't got time for that. Let me know. Somebody text me before, let me get some of that insider money. But with this move here, like we just drew up, right? When you see this 1145 break, you know that the up close candles here are going to be your friend if we're bearish. All right, so with that, and you see this closure here, I'm pretty sure this is probably where I shorted. Yeah, like probably to the exact price. It's somewhere in here is where I shorted. Stop above here. And I'm like, bro, this is a clean short with obvious draws lower. Look at all these lows that have not even been bothered. All right, what happens? Price starts acting weird. It goes for a little bit. Price start acting weird. I'm like, all right, if we break this level here, then I'm just wrong, right? What happens? Next thing you know, I'm like, what just happened? Something's not right. We break here, yet we still don't push through this level. It's still showing resistance. I'm like, bro, this just looks like chop or we're about to get a spike. Sure enough, 3, 2, 1, booyah. Look at it, bro. So in my brain, like when I'm watching this, I'm like, when did the market know it wasn't bearish? It was here. Because this zone usually doesn't break. When I see this trade and I take it, it holds up and it just goes wherever we anticipated. But the moment this broke at 1207, that was insider trading, if you ask me. That was when the algorithm knew it was not going lower. It breaks it, it retests the yellow zone, it breaks it again, and I'm like, yo, this isn't bearish anymore. But how? What is it using? Show me something bullish in here that makes sense, right? If we were anticipating to go higher, I would have wanted to see some sort of sweep. We get this, I guess we do get a 930 sweep here. And apparently that was enough. But we get this 930 sweep, push, fails to retest. Looks like it probably did tap into it barely. So at that point, I'm thinking this is secretly bullish and it's just waiting for the news to come out. And whoever knew that that news was going to drop made a fortune. And I'm sure there's thousands of people who knew. But it'll be all right, man. I think if we just play it safe, we should still be able to catch some good trades. It's just you got to be very, very cautious. Maybe even lower your risk. Half risk for the rest of this war. Actually, that's a great idea. Yeah. That's what I'll end up doing. Half risk for the rest of this. Hopefully the war is over soon. Hopefully they can stop invading places for a long time. You know, but that's my take for today. Caught a decent trade. Stressful delivery because somehow oil refuses to go lower, but everything is going higher, which is a sign of manipulation. So I truly don't know what to expect for the later afternoon price action. But good thing we're off. We're done. Let me clean up my chart. Post this to the chat real quick. Caught about, I don't even know how many points. Like 17 points, I want to say. Yeah, I'll just post it in there. Draw. And we got in a little bit earlier too. We got in much earlier actually. Got in down here somewhere. Yeah. 77 VIP entry was at, yeah, around like 77, 78. Stop underneath here. TP up here. And that's the trade for today. This order block right here was the reference point. And yeah. Wait, let me double check. Was silver, did silver give SMT off of that? Did silver give us a heads up off of this low? No. Did it take this low? It did. Silver gave you the SMT off. That was nice. That was nice. I appreciate the heads up. We at least got some sort of sign of bullishness off of this low here. Swept the low just barely, but that's more than enough. Respects goes higher. Nice. Let's hope and pray for cleaner price action, less war drama, less violence in the world all the way around. My goodness, bro. Things could be so simple and yet they are just so complex and complicated lately. But yeah, praying for simplicity, bro. Simpler times, peaceful times, man. Maybe one of these days they'll get the picture. And they'll stop. All right, so I'm gonna copy this. Boom, boom, boom. Drop it in the chat. Call it a day. All right. Nice. All right, yeah, I'm out of here. Drop a like on the stream if you survived today, bro. I'm telling you, it takes so much skill for no reason. Like you need skill on top of skill on top of skill to survive what's been going on lately. Like, bro, look at all of this. I wonder, was there SMT off of this drive? All right, with this move here, let's see. Nah, not really. I guess so. Slight SMT. All right, 625 was taken, yeah. Slight SMT, nothing major. There's also SMT off of this high, so I'm sure a lot of people thought we were going to be bearish based off of this. Look at it, bro. It's doing its best to just throw you curveballs and throw you off track. You get this SMT off the high, SMT off the low, double break of structure, 1, 2, and it's not even bearish. It's so stupid, bro. Like I don't even. Sometimes I look and I'm like, how did I even identify this? And it's just like, bro, you have to be. It's so you have to. I don't get it, bro. They make it harder than it has to be. But there will be easier days, so that's why I stick around. There's some days that are just so easy, and those are the days where you lock in your payouts. All right, so yeah, I'm out of here. Take care. God bless. And let's lock in this payout for April, man. April's here. Took one payout in March. Need, I want to say, 2 more winning days. So we should, like, technically we should be able to get a payout literally maybe even by Friday, but by next week. But you can't even say that because you don't know what price action has up in store for you the next couple days. All right, but you guys stay safe, man. Later.